Hi guys, it's me Lewis, and today I'm here to do a little rant video on none other than the Marathon reboot. Oh yes, 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 yes. This game has gone through some deep shit over the last 1 or 2 days, so let's get right into it, shall we? So, where do I start off with this? Well, the game Marathon originally started off as well a classic first-person shooter that I believe Bungie originally created back in 1994, all the way to 1996, henceforth the Marathon Trilogy as some people call it. But then of course, Bungie decided to create obviously Halo, and that became their main staple IP ever since obviously the success of Marathon. But now, fast forward to present day, and Bungie has decided to bring back this dead IP, but change it from your classic first-person shooter all the way to a bullshit extraction shooter that is nothing more than a live paid service clusterfuck. And what do I mean by this? Well, surprise, surprise, it's been confirmed it's going to be full price. As a live service title, it's only going to contain three or four maps, no campaign mode, and what's worse, you can't even do text chat or voice chat in the game because quote unquote people's fifis will get hurt. And already the Marathon reboot is dead on arrival. Not because of how the game looks, but the way it's being developed by certain individuals who are working at Bungie. And as you can see in these screenshots right here, these two leading developers should already speak volumes on where the direction of this piece of shit game is going to go. But now you're thinking to yourself, Lewis, you're just attacking two women, they're just two developers trying to make ends meet. You're just attacking them because of their gender. No, I'm not attacking them because of their fucking gender. I'm simply criticizing them because the main developers who worked at Bungie since day 1 or day 5 or day 25 of the company's opening back in the early to mid 90s it has made it quite abundantly clear that they've shown a pattern to the gaming industry. Not just from them, of course, but multiple companies and beyond within the mainstream side of the industry. And the developers of Bungie are one of those individuals. What do I mean by this? It's very simple. Hire a female employee and hoping to God that your shitty flirtatious tactics will work on them in order to get a free fucking blowjob daily or weekly. That's precisely how these developers' mindsets are working these days, and it's fucking bullshit. And keep in mind, these are also the same developers that have the fucking audacity to call us gamers sexist, racist, and homophobic, whilst they're going out of their way to pull the exact same shit, let alone the amount of allegations that have came out about Bungie themselves and multiple lawsuits involved with them. Hell, take a look at this one screenshot, for example. A HR employee refused to go forward with the whole Latin X bullshit because, again, because keep in mind, she sees this as basically, well, the N-word in her Hispanic culture. And to be fair, I don't blame her for pointing that shit out. But back to the rant at hand. Marathon, however, unfortunately, is definitely the Concord 2.0, as people are calling it. And what do I mean by this? It's very simple, because those two female developers that I mentioned are two of many individuals that Bungie hired from Firewalk Studios. Yes, the same Firewalk Studios that's now defunct. Decide to go out of their way to hire the Concord developers to work on this fucking project, and that right there should already give you red flags as to where the direction of this game is going to be going. Which keep in mind, right? Concord failed for a variety of reasons, and I can only name a few of them because I only have very little time with this recording, but. One of those prime examples is the fact that nobody wanted to play as a fat chick in green armor. No one wanted to play as a yellow robot butt plug. No one wanted to play as a black transgender woman in a red trench coat. And again, no one wanted to play as a purple haired alien chick who's in her fucking pajamas. Again, nobody wants that. Unless you're doing a fucking parody to make fun of another company's bullshit ignorance, like what the Yosuke Simulator developers did towards Assassin's Creed Shadows, then okay, fair enough. But this is trying to be the more serious tone of this project, of the Marathon reboot, because they truly believe that this is what gamers want. They want this whole boring ass extraction shooter with no variety of modes or options to go for, let alone charging them at a high price. And one of these current former Concord developers who are working on Marathon is specifically begging gamers to show empathy, to show sympathy. Please buy our game. We are so sorry we fucked up on Concord, mate. You fucked up on Concord because you refused to acknowledge why it was a colossal failure. That is why gamers like myself have started to notice a pattern. We are done giving second chances. This is why a game like Marathon is going to fail, because of people like you. Again, your previous project flopped for a variety of fucking reasons, right? Not to mention how blinded you are. Which fair enough. Which case, some people will argue that there are two different types of ignorances towards a project like Marathon and Concord, and you're right, there is. And I will give out those two perfect examples of this, right? So, ignorance number one is where someone is so blinded by their own politics, their own ideologues, their own narratives, to the point where they actually believe their own bullshit, where their delusions become full-blown mental illness. Ignorance number two is where someone acknowledges that they fucked up. They know why it fucked up. They know why their project was a colossal failure. They know why they fucked up on it, but they cannot address it to the public because they are scared of being honest, because they believe that will result in career and business suicide. Despite the fact that they're already fucking doing that by not addressing it to begin with. So if you want people to like you, if you want people to be want to appreciate your honesty, it's simple. Be fucking honest. Admit why it was a colossal failure. Stop being part of these fucking little circle jerk fucking political narratives, and maybe, just fucking maybe, you might actually have a career ahead of you. But the sad reality is, though, there are so little companies left now that will take you on to be a full-blown developer that will make as a successful project. Take Marvel Rivals, for example. Yes, that is a live service game. I won't deny that. But the reason why it's doing successfully well is because NetEase, the developers behind that game, are making it abundantly clear that their art form is what's selling the project. They know for a fact that sex sells, and that's a saying that's being used more and more and more. Hell, there's a recent indie studio that I've been following for the last week or two, who is working on a project called Swords and Slippers, and that game is a full blown hack and slash game involving sexy fairy tale characters. And yes, I am fully aware that they used Snow White in the trailer to basically take advantage of Disney's colossal failure of their shitty remake film. But I digress. It's the Snow White that people want. Again, there's a reason why games like Marvel Rivals and Swords and Slippers are getting high praises, whilst a game like Marathon, for example, are being either laughed at or people scratching their heads thinking, why the fuck is Bungie doing this? Like why bring back a project only to change it around that isn't respectful to the original source material? If Bungie wants to bring back Marathon, here's how they could have fucking done it. They could have either rebooted it to pay respect to the original source material, whilst giving it a cyberpunk dystopian theme with sexy cyborg women with huge, like, fleshy or metal tits with giant guns shooting the fuck out of flying drones, then okay, fair enough. That game might sell like hotcakes. Or better yet, get in contact with Night Dive Studios to do a full-blown remaster of the Marathon trilogy, and maybe that could have sold like hotcakes as well. But the sad reality is, though, that isn't Bungie anymore. The former developers who worked at the company from the very beginning all the way up to Halo Reach, they're gone. It's ever since when Destiny 1 came out, that was when the company slowly went downhill. It went from being greedy to fucking ignorant to now just, well, ignorant and completely politically psychotic. That's precisely how their company is playing out now. And it's no fucking wonder why some of the remaining veterans at the company, who's only hiring female leads with pronouns in their bio, who are so fucking insecure about their own bullshit lives. It's no fucking wonder why they're so desperately trying to get fucking laid. Whether it's because they whether it's because they desperately want to cheat on their wives because their wives aren't giving them the good dicking or the good fucking blowjobs, and they need someone else to do that for them because their fucking hormones and their libido are fucking out of control. And keep in mind, these are the same fucking people that want to call individuals like us sexist and racist for simply pointing out all the cons that's leaving a negative impact on their fucking projects. It's basically their way of saying, shut the fuck up, you know nothing. Mate, I know more shit than you do, because guess what? I play fucking games, right? I've been playing them since I was 3 fucking years old, right? And as a child, I knew for a fact what games that I got my hands on were fun, and those that were hot garbage. And unfortunately, Marathon is possibly going to be the final nail in the coffin for Bungie. It's that fucking simple. It's like other companies who've made shitty projects like Dragon Age Velguard, Star Wars Outlaws, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Dustborn, Concord, and so on. These games have killed these companies for obvious reasons, and Bungie will be one of those. Will be one of those on that list. Okay, guys, that's all I have time for. So don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what are your thoughts on the whole situation regarding the Marathon reboots. Do you think Bungie has a chance? Do you think this game's going to kill their company? Do let me know in the comment section. Okay, guys, peace out.